Open the glove box. Ooh, that is so cool. Like, this is like the most random thing, but it's like one of my favorite features. And because I'm in a Tesla, I'm feeling a little bit cocky because I can out accelerate any. Oh my goodness, I can out accelerate pretty much everything on the road. But again, the thing about driving a Tesla like this is that it's gonna ruin you for driving regular cars. That's what the horn sounds like. First of all, what? It's the most different sounding horn I've ever heard in my entire life. Alright guys, the day has come. Morty has a car that has at least more than 500 horsepower, is electric, all-wheel drive, and has 0 to 60 in less than 3.7 seconds. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, today we got a Tesla Model Y in this beautiful red color, and I can't be more hyped than ever. I got to drive this thing for the past 10-15-ish minutes, and I can say I kind of understand the Tesla hype when people get to drive these things. Will I buy one? I'm still too broke to afford one, but I see why people love these things, man. And there's a million things I could keep going on and on about how this car is different and how this car makes me feel. But let's talk about the specs. Dual motor, around 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive with 21-inch wheels all around. A handful of cameras as well too. This thing has Sentry mode where it has a camera in the back, 2 cameras on that side, and a camera in the front, a camera in the cabin. Like, this thing has so many features. It's crazy. But let's try to open the trunk. This is the amount of space we have, and compared to the Tesla Model 3, this is an upgrade because, one, you get tons of more space, like so much space, it's crazy. Coming down here, more space everywhere. And the advantage this one has compared to the Model 3 is that more space, basically. That's the biggest advantage it has. And hydraulics pretty much everywhere. But now let's hop into the back seat real quick. Beautiful leather ride trim. This is vegan leather, by the way, so I know what kind of leather this is. Alcantara as well. And frameless windows that only go this low. And they're automatic in the back as well. Like, what's not to love? Come on. Leather ride all around. Vegan leather, I mean. And coming over here, cup holders. Type-C USB with their climate down here as well. You get a speaker down here, and if I sit inside from a comfortable driving position, this is how much space I have. Some plastic and more leather. Big, gigantic, panoramic sunroof, which is huge, and lots of headroom. You'd think that you would have not as much headroom, but since everywhere down here is flat because you don't have any transmission, you got so much room and so much headroom, it's crazy. Looking into the back, yeah, you can see how it slants from the outside as well too, but still a decent amount of room. Now hopping into the front, as you can see, this is how you open the doors, and you have another camera over here. Model Y lettering over here. More Alcantara. Gigantic dashboard. You see your speed and everything. As you're driving, you'll see how it looks like. But let's open our front. You heard that? Our front is open now. And to start the vehicle, you put your key over here, step on the brake, your car is on now. Just like that, your car is on. Pretty simple, right? But don't worry, we're still in park, so the car won't roll over anywhere. But quickly going into the front. This is our front. Washer fluid is over here as well. And this for your spare tire. Pretty, no, this for towing actually. Which is pretty neat. Like, you don't need any material over here to make the car silent because there's no engine over here. So yeah, that's barren. And overall, this is such a beautiful car. Like, I can see why people enjoy these cars, man. But anyways, going back inside, again, 21-inch wheels with Tesla brakes as well, which is nice. And if you're worried about your charging, there it is. And the funny thing is that if you plug it in, some random can just come and pull it out because it is, how's the word? It locks itself, and it will close itself eventually. But hopping back inside, I know, see, it tells you how to drive it. Put your card over here, and you have your phone charging over here as well. Pretty neat. And let's step on the brakes. Car is on again, but let's quickly talk about our features. You can see this, everything is controlled from here, and my favorite part is this. Open the glove box. Ooh, that is so cool. Like, this is like the most random thing, but it's like one of my favorite features. And funny thing is, you can lock that. You can put a pin on your glove box so that not everyone who just hops into your car can just open your glove box. You can fold your mirrors. Like, there's so much stuff here. And let's say I want to adjust my steering wheel. Press this button. Just like that. It is crazy. It's wild. But okay, less about me just fanboying over this thing. Let's go over pedals and steering. Currently I'm in sport mode with standard mode steering. I'm gonna put it in sport for more reaction, and see, as I'm turning the wheel, the animation follows. Pretty nice. And also we're gonna put driving mode on Creed. This is the most similar to regular driving. As I let go of the gas, it will continue to glide over until friction of the road stops it. If I put it on hold, this engages my regenerative braking, so that every time I let go of the gas, the brakes engage and slow me down, and recharge the battery at the same time too. But I'm gonna keep it in Creep because I want to show you guys what it's like to drive this thing. Autopilot, we have full beta driving and full auto steer. All of these are both in beta, but with Tesla, the thing is, boop 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 boop, Tesla is always updating itself, and you can see the release notes, what they improve on. You can now tap controls, autopilot, and follow the instructions. Like, because of how Tesla works, they keep releasing more release notes for you to see what they have improved on with the vehicle. They don't just sell you a vehicle and be done with you. But let's go back into our locks, lights. Like, everything is controlled from here. And let's say you're charging somewhere and you get bored. Boop boop boop. You can play video games, and these are all you can choose from. You can play Cuphead. This is literally straight from the App Store, and you can play that. And yes, it doesn't have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but you can log in from your Spotify account and just let your phone take over. This is basically like a giant phone, but on steroids. Let's keep going. That's your radio, and this is how you control your volume. Like, all this is pretty nice and dandy, but how does the car drive? Well, let me show it to you. A 3D mapping of everything around me, the cameras see, and they help me. And let's quickly go for a quick drive. And again, we are currently in boop pedals and steering. We're in sport mode all around. 0 to 60 comes in a good 3.7 seconds. All-wheel drive with 2 dual motors in the back as well, so you know it's gonna be quick. But let's see. As you can see, it registers the stop sign and it sees all the cars in front of us as well too, and you also get blind spot monitoring because the signal sees what's beside you. And because I'm in a Tesla, I'm feeling a little bit cocky because I can out accelerate any. Oh my goodness, I can out accelerate pretty much everything on the road and not be afraid. Unless I'm racing a Bugatti Chiron that's coming at me, I can out accelerate pretty much everything, and it gives me a little bit of cockiness almost. I feel cocky. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'll let you be the judge of that. But again, the thing about driving a Tesla like this is that it's gonna ruin you for driving regular cars. Let me explain. If a Tesla is gonna be like your first vehicle for whatever reason, and you hop into a regular car now, you are going to almost resent the car for not having what Tesla has. The amount of features this thing has is crazy, and I can't even begin to cram it into a single video because I'll need so much time with this car just to talk about all the nitty-gritty details this car seems to have. But let's do one quick acceleration before we hop out. And the car slows down by itself. And the thing is, one thing I also realized while driving this thing is that it does understeer when you try to push it to its upper and furthermost limits. Again, by the time you get to that limit, you've probably out accelerated everything or out pushed everything or out maneuvered everything you're trying to race against. And the thing is, this thing doesn't have that much body roll because the battery is so low. It just pretty much stabilizes the vehicle at all times. That's the fun part. But let's just... my god, damn. The speed is not even addictive anymore. It's terrifying because of how quick this thing accelerates. And the funny thing is, there's no warning. It just takes off like a damn missile. And it tries to kill me in the process. Well, not kill me, but I'm over exaggerating. You know how I feel. Because this thing accelerates so quickly and so ridiculously fast. Like, it's crazy almost. Like, my hands aren't shaking right now, but if I was a passenger and my driver just decided to take off like a missile on steroids, I'll be shivering in my seat. But again, this thing does have, this is the long range version, and currently we have 392 kilometers of battery range. And every quick little acceleration that I do like that, you do realize that the range does drop a little bit quicker if you keep stepping on it all the time, which is fair. You're using more battery power doing all that. But let us hop in. Let's quickly try to do a 3-point turn. But let me show you guys what the horn sounds like. First of all, what? It's the most different sounding horn I've ever heard in my entire life. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know, but it sounds very, very different. Oh, it's not realizing that there's a pillar in front of me. Hold on, let's see if it realizes that there's a pillar in front of me. I'm like experimenting at this point. It's confused. It doesn't realize there's a pillar and a car in front of me. Oh, now it does. There we go. It took it a split second, but it realized. As you can see, it's backing out. This thing makes backing out so easy. I don't even have to check what's happening around me. Because there's a camera here, there's a camera here, and there's sensors here. Like, if I'm ever gonna crash this car, it's because I knew I was gonna crash. That's the thing. I knew I was gonna crash. Because the car warns you and tells you every single thing that's happening around you, which is wild and nuts. And hey, some more fellow Teslas all around me. But let's get back out of the road. Highway driving, today we're not gonna be doing that because the highway is way too busy and we can't even fully show what the car is capable of on the highway. But hey, let me quickly park this vehicle and go back to the screen, because some people don't realize how much Tesla is for this screen. Let me quickly get back where I need to be. Alright, does it realize what's happening in front of me? The person is trying to cut off. Yeah, see? All this. It realizes what's going on around me. And let's say I want to navigate to Tesla, a supercharger.
Now turn right onto Lawrence Avenue East.
Just like that. Navigation is built in. Everything is pretty much built in by Tesla, which makes it so cool. And yes, you can adjust your, what's the word, climate controls by just swiping on a black screen and swiping up for front and rear. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, my passengers have warm butts now. Ba 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 boom. And going back to the front, let's turn on my heated seats. My heated steering wheel is on as well. Like, the screen is super responsive too. Like, holy, why are you so responsive? But anyway, let's go back here. I feel like a baller in this thing, man. I feel like I'm a rich man. Damn! The acceleration is what gets me, man. Every time we accelerate so quickly, that's what always seems to get me. Yeah, I'm not gonna try self-parking just yet. But it makes parking so simple, so easy. Like, a child can do this. And with the autopilots, once it's out of beta and has improved itself, see, it even tells you to stop before you hit anything, which is